When the stadium lights are dimmed, when the cameras stop flashing, when the pads are off, the pressure sinks in and it's just me in a world of expectation. Nobody can carry that alone. But pressure doesn't have to be carried alone. What if we came together as a team? Embrace talking openly about our mental health.
If we reached out, checked in.
Seize the awkward.
Imagine what we could do.
Said something, I think you did, and I don't know what is going on. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my guest, my wonderful guest. And I'm going to introduce one of them first because he be kind of in and out and waving and weaving and stuff, and I don't know what's going on with him. So I'm just going to introduce him first before I introduce the other one because I know she's solid. She ain't going nowhere. Him? I don't know what he's doing. He said he was in the nude or something. Okay. So anyway, that person I was talking about is this guy. His name is Fabian Latrone. Now, let me tell you about this guy. He sent me a book. I mean, he wrote his own autobiography, you know, and I know it's a sellout. I'm sorry, I got to laugh about that one. This book says, Fabian Latrone Smith Sr. is born on March 16th of 1972 in Monroe, Louisiana, known professionally as Fabian Latrone, and comedian DNME, is an actor, comedian, graphic designer, a father of 4 children named Fabian Latrone Smith II, Midori Simone Smith, Zoe Lingo, and Mahari Shakur Smith. During his early years of his life, he wanted to be a rapper. What? Shut the cotton picking door. Anyway, he was a member of a local rap group known as the MC3, and it included Patrick Turner and Eric E.J. Taylor. Later, he became a member of another local rap group called...
I put all that in there?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Right.
Which bio did I send you?
The bio, actually the book.
Right. It's a whole book. It's a bio.
The magazine ad?
Right. And I want to read this because this is his opportunity to tell the whole world who he is, because this is his brag time. You know, I want to make sure you get this right. So let me tell you where I left off at. It says he was a local rap group called the Hilltop Hustlers, which members included the late Marius Diamond Dallas Strutter and the late Henry Crow. He moved to Atlanta in 1998 to begin his
this
life.
was just before 98. We hadn't even made it to the 2000s. Okay.
This is so cool. Yeah. So
Okay.
let me get to, he moved to 98 to Atlanta to start his new life. And after seeing other people look like him, earning a living, not selling drugs, he attended the Art Institute of Atlanta. That's what I'm talking about. And that's where he studied his graphic design. He launched his business there, and it was called Third Eye Graphics in the year of 2000. He took on a small projects for local companies and the nightclub's designers' promotional materials. In the year 2001, he stepped on into a stage of Uptown Comedy Corner, and he tried his hand in comedy. During an opening mic night, the audience was filled with welcome, and they welcomed him. The comedy opened up his eyes, and the entertainment business landed him in a role in a sketch comedy show in Dallas, Texas, Jerry's Sketch Comedy Show. All right. The show only filmed 4 episodes, and it was never broadcasted. What? Why would you tell us that? Fabian Latrone moved to Tennessee. He was cast on a low-budget movie, a screen test, called Wig Engine Productions. The film never released. We didn't know. That's too much information. Okay. In 2012, the comedian DNME returned to Atlanta to pursue his acting and comedy career. He landed several roles, and then he was known as S1 in City Entertainment, later known as the 480 Films. His first role was on the non-speaking role of extras as Detective Ryan in 7 Sins, a short film. He later landed another role in 480 Films for a TV series, Idle Times, where he portrayed a drug-dealing gangster by the name of Marcus Avondale. After shooting 3 episodes with the company, the project was canned by the network. Determined to be an actor, Fabian then focused on the stage plays. He was casted for 3 different roles in the late Kurt Strong years in the stage play Damage. That stage play was scheduled to travel to Quincy, Florida, but a run-in with the law happened and took a part of the production, and it seemed like every door would be opened it as quickly as it closed, leaving Fabian doubting if the time he invested in acting and comedy was worth it. He strayed from acting and comedy, but he remained in the entertainment industry by hosting and opening mic acts and events, and it landed him a spot on Plug Radio, an AM radio and AM 860, where he co-hosted with the LaWanda
That's my
Pezolet.
IMDb that you read.
That's what you said for your bio to go in the playbill.
You said you want to put in a program of
We
the
said
playbook.
send us a couple of lines.
Right.
Fabian sent his
But,
whole
but
life story.
when I googled my bio that I sent Carolyn years ago, and I just forward that. I didn't know I had forward that one.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for taking me down this trip down memory lane.
Right. I'm gonna slide down maybe towards a fourth of it by now. I'm still in the booty call. You was in London's play called "Don't Bring the Good Booty Call to the Family Dinner." You was in the audience that drew attention to Philip Robinson. He was in a relationship developed in London. He wrote another play that he was in called "The Chemistry Between Actors" with the actress Jamila B. Robinson and Potter and Fabian Philip Robinson. He saw the demand in blooming the actors and it took the front line. Okay, I'm going to zoom on down a little bit. He was also in Damaged Man. I'm going to zoom on down a little bit more. His notoriety is livable income, and he received a promotion in his job that demanded his time, and he started acting his career again. And oh my Jesus, this is a book. You need to go ahead and just publish this thing. He had.
You know, those are the footnotes to the movie that you're going to write about my life.
Thank you for telling me that. Are you part of our new theater company so you can help to write this story? Goodness gracious.
So don't spoil the movie.
Yeah, I think I just need to fast forward to the end. And the end says, and so you know this is outdated, because the end says, Baby is presently seeking a roles and hopefully into a movie on the big screen, and he can see in the stage plays of True Love and Beverly Banks and Angel's Palace at Carolyn James Moore, which is so not my name. You mean me and my husband? Okay, so okay, so anyway, that was the bio of Fabian Latrone, and it was so amazing that I'm going to read my other guest's bio, and it is not nearly as long of a book as that was. And then we're going to discuss why these people are on this show today. So my other guest is Yolandria Montfort. She's a 41-year-old aspiring actress and model who began her journey into the bucket list of tasking as an entrepreneurial mother who was working and has garnered for 22 years in her education with 15 years as a sales experience. I love that girl. She has shifted her career and aspirations while completing her vision board for her 40th birthday. As a result, she has become a background actress in several movies and prominent TV series, and the Immortal City record recorded in 2023, The Protector in 2024, and Bruh in season 3. After auditioning, she landed a role in the upcoming film Self 2024 and Will 2024. And she has her first appearance and her first speaking role. Her desire to reach the masses includes her podcast and radio co-hosting with Love Code, which is on Hits 92.3 radio production, which she was a part of that in 21 and 22. She is also the title co-hosted of the acclaimed radio show Bonnie in the City, and that's in 22 and 23 on 92.3 radio production. Yolandria has been afforded the opportunity to be casted in her first stage play that has earned her role as assistant director of Angel's Palace. Her stage play journey will be continued as she is casted as the wife of the upcoming production in The Shell of a Man stage play. Ooh, Fabian knows about that one. He's in that one too. I know you was in Fabian. Yeah, I know you was in Shell
Right.
of a
I
Man.
just saw our cast. I saw our cast list and saw that him and Ron are in that also. And
Yeah,
Garrett.
and Garrett,
Yeah.
look at that.
So I'll be somebody's wife.
This is my third time.
I know he's been doing this for a minute, and Shell of a Man has been doing really good. She needs to go ahead and film it as a movie because, you might run out of Atlanta people. Y'all traveling though, aren't you, with that Shell of a Man?
We're not sure right now, but she do have snippets of the movie that she was filmed for Shell of a Man on YouTube.
Okay. Landria, I'm looking at your entrepreneurship. It says you have a balloon and decorating business. It says that you have a t-shirt company and a vinyl cling business, and you have a boutique for curvy women. Oh, that would be me. And she loves the fashion, the decor, the limelight that shines through her business and her endeavors. That is so amazing. I could read that, and that took me half the time. It took me to read about Fabian Latrobe.
And
So,
it's normally the other way around. Around women always have all this to say, and
Straight to the point, Fabian. Straight to the point.
now, Fabian, because you're the man that spends lots of time in the mirror, we understand your issues here. Fabian,
yes,
I'm
ma'am.
amazed by your bio, and I think that's pretty cool. I didn't even know your history until I read that. I never got a chance to really know who you were, and you were casted in Shop Talk, which you did not mention in your bio. You were in Women's Shop Talk While Real
You
Men
didn't get
Wait.
to that part.
It wasn't in there, dear heart. Ha, 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 ha.
That was
And
the old one.
I said, maybe Fabian is. Let me tell you, Landria. Fabian was in my play, Women's Shop Talk While Real Men Wait, my life story, my play of being a survivor. Fabian was this wonderful guy who was just this magical, handsome guy that just takes his suit off and just throws it around to make sure everybody loves him.
It was very flamboyant.
Very, very flamboyant. But he was excellent and he was funny because he's a comedian. And people love Fabian because he's genuine, he's committed, he's honorable. He's a well-rounded person, and so I'm glad to have him back in the stage play at Angel's Palace. So, Fabian, tell me how you're in the city of Rome, and that's outside of Atlanta because that ain't in Atlanta because don't nobody live out there in the country with you. Why are you in Rome?
Interesting story. I was
Yeah.
auditioning for a lot of. I'm trying to get more into film instead of
Okay.
stage play. So with the reenactments and everything, that's in Knoxville. So traveling
Oh,
back and forth, this was like the midpoint. So I'm going one way, I'm headed back to Atlanta. I'm going the other way, I'm headed to Knoxville. So it was just
oh,
in the middle, and it was more convenient.
okay. That makes sense because I'm like, that's a scary place for us kind of people to be out there. Just
No, they
saying.
do they do a lot of filming out here too. Black Widow, that
Okay.
opening scene when they see the bridge with the lights on it, the lock bridge and all that stuff, that was
Oh,
filmed out here. What's the other the TV series with the kids when they was traveling back through time? That they have little scenes out here. It's a lot of filming goes on out here.
well, so Fabian, you are back to the stage play Angel's Palace. And did you choose to come back because of this film thing? Because I heard you talk about film. You said, "Oh, Angel's Palace is going to be filmed, so another film opportunity." Could that be inspired by you?
Um, to be honest, I just like that production.
Oh,
Angel Palace, it has a good message.
yeah.
Um, I didn't know that it was being filmed. I just thought of it as a stage play again. But I know
Yeah.
that you had filmed it in before, so I didn't know
Yeah.
that you were refilming it. So that
Yeah.
wasn't what tempted me or made me or draw me closer. I like the production. I think it has a good message, and
Yeah.
it's something that everybody needs to make themselves aware of because people just look at stage trafficking as they're just on TV, but it's really not. It's really right there on our doorstep.
Right. Fabian, I recall you being the person that helped me cast the main character of Angel's Palace when I started Angel's Palace about 3 years ago. Maybe it was 4 years. And you actually introduced me to Tabitha Duncan, who played Madam Shy.
Hmm.
So I could tell you really believed in it. And you guys actually met my niece, Hashaquina, that was a survivor of trafficking. And
Yeah,
so I think it kind of helps to bring a story to a reality when you actually know that it's a true story and you actually met the victim.
exactly.
Yeah. So you're playing the part of what in the stage play?
Louis Blue, the love
Louis,
interest.
Louis. What does Louis do?
Um, he's what is known as a pimp, but he's not one of those harsh, hard pimps. He's a caring pimp, and he has a gambling problem, and he loses most of his team. I guess that would be
Right.
the correct terminology for it.
So he loses in a gambling deal with the main character, Robert Angel Walker. And what did he lose against Ra?
Oh,
He lost a whole lot.
he lost everything because his love interest. He loses her. He loses his product, which is his ladies. He
Hmm.
loses his money, which is everything that he's been working for, and he uses it as I guess status because the more money he has, he like to flaunt it and show that he is well off, and he loses all that in a gambling debt, a crooked gambling debt. I don't want to spill too much of the story, but yeah, he
Hmm.
loses a lot, and because the thing that impacted him the most that he lost was his loved one, the one where his heart, I guess you can say that, which is
Yeah,
Madam Jack,
right.
who goes to
So
prison.
Louis Blue, did you do a character analysis on Louis Blue, who he was before all the stuff happened to him? Did we ever define who Louis really was, why he was the way he was, and his whole entire character?
Uh, we did, me, myself, and we did, and that was me just creating a reference for myself to show why he was the person he was. And he grew up on the streets, and this is my Louis Blue. He grew up on the
No,
streets.
this is good. Hmm.
He grew up on the streets. He had family that was selling drugs, or they was involved in the nightlife activities and everything. So all his influences and his teachings came from his uncles who ran numbers, and they had women of their own and everything. So his goal was just to be rich like them. But at the
Right.
same time, he watched his mom be abused because
Hmm.
of her drug habit and everything. So that had a soft spot in his character building because he didn't want to mistreat women, but he still saw them as a way to make income. So he was more charismatic, and I mean, he was one of those smooth talking pimps that would talk a female into doing things, and instead of beating them and forcing them to do things, or getting them addicted to drugs. So his
Hmm.
approach to his pimping, his lifestyle of survival
Hmm.
was, just being that silver tongue bandit. And that's,
So
mm, go ahead.
that was a good analysis. I'm glad you did that because it's important for people to understand that if you don't do a character analysis, it's hard for you to act and to play a certain person when you don't even identify with who it is. And I liked your character analysis. We never talked about that. So, and it's a good one. I think it really fits the part of Louis Blue because we never tap into who he is. But guess what, Louis Blue? We are going to do a series of Angel's Palace. Carolyn is in film school, and I'm going to film a series of Angel's Palace, and we're going to find out who Louis Blue is behind the scenes of why he does what he does. And so that's going to be awesome. And
That'd
what's
be a
even
good
great,
backstory. Yeah.
oh, it's going to be awesome because I want to do a character analysis in the web series on everybody. And the good thing is that we'll be on Clark TV, and so Clark TV has like 12 different platforms. On top of the fact, he's going to local cable, So, I mean, we do this series. We're going to be on Roku and Amazon and iHeart and Apple and Spotify and um, Amazon. Oh my God, Prime. He's got so many platforms. So that series is going to be seen everywhere. So I'm glad that you analyzed your character because it's important that we know that you understand him because you're going to be playing him. Ain't but one Louis Blue. For real, for real, for real. Yay. So
Thank
cool
you.
beans. Cool beans. So welcome to Angel's Palace. Welcome back to Angel's Palace, Mr. Louis Blue. And welcome to the Carol Jones Show on Clark TV Network. So the person that keeps popping in and out, and y'all may not be able to see her. I read her bio, and yeah. So everybody, she's back. I think now, and she's solid. Is
She
Eulandria
is
Munford?
back.
Okay. Praise the Lord, she's back because she was vanishing in and out for my TV viewers, and I think she's solid now for a minute. And she's got to kind of have to rush off a little bit because we have a rehearsal on Zoom tonight for the cast.
We absolutely
So,
do.
Miss Munford, you have conquered your role of Angel's Palace. You actually conquered and stepped into something more than what I think you thought about. So tell me really who you is, girl.
Well, this will be my first opportunity to shine as assistant director,
Whoop,
courtesy
whoop,
of Miss Carol Jones. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
yes, definitely.
I definitely came into this with a spirit of wanting to help and
You
be
did.
an addition to.
Yes, you did.
Um, every time I step in a room, I always want to be of support of some sort, and I definitely want to leave people better than I found them. So I guess that little light of mine shined right on through, and Carol said, "Will you
Yeah,
do?" And I asked if she needed any help, and here we
you
are.
did.
Here we are.
You you did. You did it humbly and honorably, and I'm so grateful that you did. I had no idea really who you was, but your spirit told me that you were genuine, you were real, sincere, and that you were going to be dedicated and committed. And you are more than dedicated and committed. I can't believe all the stuff that you wearing 15 hats, and you've accomplished this. And we've only been rehearsing with you for the last 30 days. And I'm like, she done did everything. I ain't had to do nothing. I've never not been had to do something. She does everything. And I'm like, this is so awesome. And what's really cool about it is that you have a creative mind and you're an entrepreneur with so many different gifts and talents. I'm thinking, so yeah, we could use some balloons at the play. Yeah, we could use a nice cake at the play because you're a chef. Tell me you was no chef. Tell me about my husband. Tell me that, girl. I said, what? He said, Carolyn, she's a dime piece. She's pretty awesome. She's got her own business. She's a chef.
I'm
I'm
a
like,
scientist in the kitchen. I don't like to be called a cook or a chef. I'm a scientist.
You better cook, girl. You better cook it up.
ooh, wow. So you do catering?
I do. It's called Country Bug Catering. I am in the process of getting it completely established and off the ground. I
Okay. So you need
first,
to immediately, like immediately, you need to send your logo into the art department for the playbill. So your logo can go in there and you can put down how they can get some orders and you can start getting busy with your business for both of your business. You do balloons and decor. And how the heck you be doing all of that? Oh my goodness. So send your logos in so we can see your business and maybe share a table, me in the network of your business information, your fashion, if you have some fashion samples, you need to like do this kind of stuff, make some money, girl. Be a vendor, something.
I
Am I
don't like.
talking?
You know, I've told you several times. I like to be in the background. I
How
like to
you
be the
gonna
foundation. I'm the one that's gonna create the strong foundation.
Okay. And that's really cool. But I'm sure you can find somebody to help to sell your fashions and you can put that on a vendor while your stuff is hanging up and people walking around making film classes. I'm trying to help a sister out.
Yes, ma'am.
It's your choice. So, um, your acting career, where do you see yourself going?
Um, I will say this. I didn't initially think of it as a career. I've always been the life of the party. or I'll bring the party back to life. So to hear from actors and actresses that I'm, pretty decent makes my heart smile. So it's something that I'm considering and something that I wanted to pursue. So I'm going to latch on to all of you, especially Mr. Fabian Latrone over here with these 87 works that he has given.
Yeah,
Something
yeah. He's pretty awesome. What you
I
think
want to
about that?
become serious about.
Somebody's admiring you and wanting to leech onto you and just grab that stuff that you have to offer. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, I'm here. I'll talk, I got all those different avenues in my life because I never asked for a reduction in child support. All of my kids, I paid child support. I never asked for a reduction. I just found another way to make money.
Right.
Mm.
And so that would be me, Fabian. Like I have 5 kids and I have my grandson also. So that's 6 people that I have to make sure are okay and have had to make sure that
Mhm.
they're okay, which is why I call myself a serial entrepreneur because bills don't stop coming, the kids don't stop needing, and I made a decision for them to be a part of my space. They didn't choose me, I chose them. So I had to figure out ways to make sure that they were taken care of. And I like nice stuff. I don't look
Yeah.
good in shabby things. I like nice
Me
things.
either. So you got
So
something for me to wear to the play? I need something to pick for the curvy girl, Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's talk about Angel's Palace for a minute. Okay, cool beans. Angel's Palace is a true sex trafficking story about my niece that was trafficked by her mother. When I got my niece, she was 16 years old, but she had been trafficked for a good 3 years prior to me getting her. Um, when she came to me, I thought I could save the world and help her, but I didn't understand the travesty and the mental and the physical abuse that a person goes through when they've been trafficked. My niece was actually labeled as a seductress, and that is somebody that has been groomed psychologically to really make sure everybody's in love with her when she walks into a room. She's like an ambiance of everybody wants to have a piece of her. And she glows and she's nice and she's sweet and she's honorable and she's kind. Fabian, what do you think about Queen?
Um, when I first met her, I mean, I thought she was a nice kid. She reminded me of my daughter. I mean, she was real quiet, but she was always just observant. Like she was like trying to learn like what was going on around her. She was real focused on everything around her. And
Mhm.
once I found out her age, I thought that was like, wow, she's real mature for her age. But that was before I knew the backstory of it and everything. But at first, I just thought that she was just a very inquisitive kid.
Mm. She she was the kind of person that was so inquisitive because of the fact that she she only had a third grade education, and so she had to teach herself how to learn things and how to navigate through life because she hadn't been to school since the third grade and she had 4 siblings that she had to care for. So she had to cook, she had to clean, she had to street perform, she had to sing all the time. And she was contracted to marry an older guy. And she had to perform sexual acts on that guy at least 7 to 10 times a day, she told me. And I thought that was just crazy. I can't even imagine. But also, I realized that you would have to drug me to do something like that. That's not psychologically nor have a normality to it. And then I found out she was drugged a lot, and so that's how she was able to adjust to that type of a life. Um, so the reason for writing Angel's Palace was her asking me to do it. She says, Auntie, I want to help save people's lives. I want people to understand this is really dangerous and it's serious and it messes you up mentally and physically. And I want girls to understand how they need to be aware of what's happening out there and how it can be prevented from happening if you know what's coming across and what you're about to encompass. So she actually helped me to write Angel's Palace, and everything in Angel's Palace of this play is true. Other than the entertainment, everything's true about her marrying an older guy and her mom's best friend making her marry the guy who was her friend's son, and everything was actually true in it. So it's nothing fake or phony or made up or anything about Angel's Palace. And even the dialogue, she shared with me the dialogue of how she felt and what she was going on when she saw an email that she had been contracted to a man and to perform sexual acts with him every time she had a break from street performing. So what I'm excited about is that we are out to help to heal and to save lives. That's what Angel's Palace means to me, and that's why I wrote it. I'm excited that the film director Mark Alston, who is an award-winning film director, is going to film Angel's Palace, and he's going to create the promo to send it out to the investors. This is a filmmaker that has done major motion pictures and has gotten major money and funding for it. So he looked at me and says, "Gosh, Carolyn, you're a phenomenal writer, and I'm ready to tap in and partner with you on this." And so I'm blessed that he's doing that. I'm blessed that we have some great supporters for this project of the play and even the film. We got invested by Brian Poe of Georgia Injury Attorneys. Investors was Grits and Eggs. Investors by this wonderful TV series that we're on with ClarkeTVNetwork. We also had the tax lady with Lynette Brown. We had Mr. Comedian, Coop DeVille. He's a comedian. He's actually going to do the intermission with comedy. And we had some other investors. I had the Cinemark movie theater, Walmart. I had who else did I have? We have like 4 or 5 vendors that are going to be at this production as well. So pretty excited that the support is there. I'm hoping that the police does tap in and they do put it out there on the network. They're supposed to attend the stage play, the police department of the county of Lithonia, which is awesome. We are planning on starting a theater company, which is so cool that I have such an amazing cast that I've never had a cast that had so many gifts and talents. I said, why are we not a company? There's nothing that we need. We have so much talent. We have a choreographer, we have a videographer, we have a comedian, we have writers, directors, coaches. We have everything. I just got a grant writer today. Isn't God good? Man, we are off to the right races and making things happen. So on top of the fact, everything that we produce is going to be on the TV network, which is awesome. And I'm excited because I won't get scammed anymore because I wrote it, produced it, and directed, and I filmed it too because I'm in film school. So that's so cool. I'm happy that all the content that we produce from the theater company that we have a network to put it on, which is Clark TV Network. So you ready for that web series, Tavion? You ready for that web series, Landra?
Absolutely.
All right, cool beans. Well, we're not going to be on here too much longer. We have to get ready for our dress rehearsal, our Zoom rehearsals, because we got a stage play that's coming this weekend on Saturday, January the 20th at 6 o'clock at Union Missionary Baptist Church. Pastor Edward Randolph and Pastor Tina is the one that's promoting us, and we are super excited to bring this production to Atlanta, Georgia, Lithonia, Georgia. And I'm excited because we got some special celebrities that are in the house. We have X Factor finalist Lily McLeod. We have Gene Poopleman of the P-Funk of Parliament. And we have Showtime Javon. And we're going to have an amazing set because we got some great entertainment. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. And so with all that being said, I think I covered everything. Anybody have any comments you want to say in there, Fabian and Miss Landria?
Well, I just want to say I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And if everyone that is viewing this would please give Miss Carol Jones some shine through the screen because she is absolutely wonderful and a wonder to work with and for. So I'm very grateful. And we appreciate you.
That's awesome of you. Thank you for saying that. Mr. Latron.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet since my bio was so long. Definitely a must see. The price is fair. It's you're going to get way more than what you expect to see because it's educational. So definitely a must see.
Yeah.
I try to get some people to come on, and you see all them bling 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 blings that start popping up. Oh. So I don't know what they was doing.
I don't either. We had like about 10 different pop-ups. I said, okay, did anybody want to stay on and say anything? But we missed them. And but neither here nor there. It's been a great show. I'm glad to know that my leading actors are on the production with me. Yolanda, you didn't talk about who you are in this stage play because, girl, I would not want to be you. Ooh, you
Well,
kisses.
I am Tina, the manipulating, conniving best friend of one of the creators of Angel's Palace.
Yeah.
After reading through the play, I kind of realized that Tina has her hand in a lot.
Yeah.
And it's an untold hand. She's groomed Jack. She has manipulated him. She's kind of, I almost feel like she is a part of Jack's world without Jack even knowing that she is the person that's moving the pawns in his brain. So after doing my character analysis, I was just like, oh, I'm a little grimy. I don't know how I feel about this.
Right. And so birds of a feather flock together, and your best friend is Lady Di. And so she too, I guess you can say, groomed her son, Raw, to do the things that he's been doing. I mean, that woman's been molesting him for years. And she's married to a dirty cop, Blake, and she has 4 foster children. And Yasmin, her daughter, it's like this whole world of her is just you being her best friend of grooming these kids by showing them nasty movies and body parts and molesting and touching them. You're just grimy.
A different kind of grimy. I don't know how I feel about it.
Right. Right. But you know what's so interesting is that we're telling a true story because in the reality of sex trafficking, children traffic children. Parents traffic their children. And you know why everybody's doing this trafficking? For the love of money. We're dealing
Absolutely.
with that today with how Epstein, killed himself and the tapes have been released of all the people that came to his sex island for all his different sex acts of trafficked girls back and forth all over the oceans and the seas. And then we have our own national bishop in the limelight, with being I guess you can say friends with Epstein, friends with P. Diddy. And it's like, what has happened to the world? Everybody is influenced by money. And it's super sad because money is ruling the world when it should not be ruling the people. It shouldn't be.
Right.
To do the things that they're doing. So we are going to get off of this show. It is time for us to close out on the Carol Jones Show on Clark TV Network. I am grateful to have these wonderful cast members and my lead actors from Angel's Palace that have been my guests today. And we're going to salute all of you all. We're going to see you on the Carol Jones Show that's going to be on Clark TV Network, and it will be on at 6 o'clock. So pass it on, stay tuned, share the show. And if you got something you want to say, let me know and keep us in tune with what you have to say to the Carol Jones Show. Thank you all for joining us. Blessings to everybody. Bye, Cass.
My dad was a farmer, and when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised, or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.